House of the Dragon, everybody. The prequel series to Game of Thrones about the Targaryen family is coming back for season 2. Of course it is. We knew that already. But now they're talking about the season count for the episodes. And originally they said it was going to be 10 episodes, but now they're saying it's only going to be 8 episodes. And it's based off of the actual storyline. It's story-driven. And that this is planned this way. As they were breaking it down and writing the scripts, they said it just made more sense to be 8 episodes. It's going to start shooting, though. They're going to start shooting very soon and coming up, hopefully, summer of 2024. We'll see. Like I said, spring, they're probably going to start shooting. This show takes forever, actually, to put on. So the fact that, like, you know, it's 8 episodes is weird to me, but that it kind of made me a little nervous. There's talk going around how many seasons it's going to last. Apparently, HBO's already mulling around. They're like, how many seasons will do a season 3? Because ideally, they do 3 or 4 seasons, but they haven't even decided if they're going to go beyond 2. Now you're cutting the episodes short with only 8. That makes me worry a little bit about it, even though it was a big hit. So why would you stop? You know, they want to expand on this universe, like, and there's the Jon Snow show is supposed to still be coming too, but there's been no word about that lately. So I'm like, do you think that would have happened before this? But it just didn't. So, Lexi, do you see kind of any worry here with it going on to 8 episodes, or do you think that it's okay? It is just story. It's fine.
I don't know. I've been talking about this for a while as far as like any TV show. I get tired of getting like my first season being like 13 episodes and then my second season being like 8 episodes. And it's like, what's my next season going to be? Like 6 episodes? And it's like, I know British television has been giving us like 6 season formats like that for years, but I'm not watching British television. And you know, it's like, I know I can say like, well, but you know, if I've been watching things in a format, like I'm okay with 13 episodes. Like I can deal with 13 episodes, but like, I don't know how I feel about this drop down to 8. 8 feels like a weird number. There's like an inconsistency to it. I'll even give you 10. I feel like 10's more of a round number too. Like when I get like 10 episodes out of a season or something like that. Like Rick and Morty, like when Rick and Morty's dropped down to like 10 episodes a season too, like that felt like it needed more. Like 13 felt like a nice round number with stuff. So I don't know. It feels a little bit more satisfying when you get like 13 episodes, whereas 8 feels like you just wanted a few
just
more
not
bites.
Enough.
You just wanted like
just
a couple
enough.
more bites, like you know, like Last of Us. Like if we had like, I think we got that final bite we needed. If that had been 8 episodes, I would have been very unsatisfied. Like I needed just a little bit more. So like, depending on how they feed it to us and how it's done, we can work with that, I guess. I'm not someone watching this, but I'm just like, you're talking like just on that pure formatting alone. Like, I think it's, you know, like I know we grew up in a time period where like 25 episodes was like the standard of what you wanted for like a season.
I mean, yeah.
And but like, you know, smaller formatting too on television. Like usually, like long format television wasn't as common, so like hour-long TV show formats were not as common. You got more half-hour television show formats. Now there's a lot more long format television shows, so you can give me like shorter episode seasons, because like I don't need as many 25 episode seasons of like an hour-long format. I can definitely work with, like I said, 13, but like you got to give me at least 13. You got to give me like 12 or 13 or something like that. Like I don't know.
It's this trend though. It's been happening though. It's like 8, 6. You know what I mean? It's happening more and more.
What is this shit with like? I'm really tired of like getting a season and then waiting 3 fucking years for my next season, and then you come back with the next season and you give me like a handful, and it's
like, what have you been doing?
It's like, yeah, it's like you give me 8 episodes this time around. And it's like, okay, whoa, I got 13 last year, and like that was 3 years ago, and now you've like reached in your pocket and given me 8. And it's like, that's unsatisfactory for me. Like when you make me wait so long in between these things, if you're at least able to give me like a season a year, like how TV used to be.
I know. I miss it that way.
Yearly seasons of television, then I can at least accept smaller format televisions. Fine. You want to give me 8 episodes? You give me a year. Every year I want 8 episodes. At least then I'm getting a consistent amount of television. Because like, if you're going to screw me around with this like 2 and 3 year format television, like Better Call Saul, how many fucking years did I have to wait to finish out that season? And then I finally had to go to European Netflix to be able to watch season flicks because you didn't want to give me season 6 because you wanted to be stingy with it. Like, stop being stingy with giving us access to those final seasons of these like premiere shows too. Like, don't make it so hard to access the final season of things, or like make it so hard to get these things. So it's like I waited 5 years to finish Better Call Saul. Why? Like, and I'm just using that as an example. Like, well, why is that okay? Are you going to do that with me and then give me 8 episodes? Like, I
It's a
can't
big
wait
FU
5
sometimes.
years for 8 episodes of television, and then you expect me to remember what the fuck happened between those 5 years of me watching this show and stuff
Don't
for
worry,
a
we'll give you a
very
big long
unsatisfying.
breakdown.
Right, and
Like previously on,
yeah, previously on, you got to watch like an hour previously on because of
3 years
these kind of
ago.
things. So I don't want to harp on this, but like that, I don't know. Like, I just feel like they're just shafting us more and more every year on television. The formatting just gets shorter and shorter and shorter, and so it's like, I think with some things we've got to pick up and give us a little bit more. I think like with animation and stuff like that, shorter format television, like bare minimum 13 episodes. I don't want any more of this like 10 or 8 episode shit for like 30 minute television shows. If you're giving
Yeah.
us long format shows like these hour long shows, 10 episodes.
That's
Like,
why I was disappointed when I heard this, though, too, because I'm like, this show warrants more
and,
episodes, you know?
and I'll
Maybe,
I'll
Absolutely.
let I'll let the Last of Us go because some of those episodes were an hour and a half.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you're going to give me hour and a half, if you're giving me movies for episodes of television,
It's a different story, yeah.
then I'll let you give me 8 episodes because I got 8 movies for a season. Like what was it? Stranger Things. Like every one episodes of those Stranger Thing episodes this season were an hour, like 2 hours long. I'm like, those are movies. I'm like, that's a little different. Like, I
different
can
story.
let stuff slide. Those are mini series or shit like that. I'm like, that's not a season of television. Like, it is what it is. So if like
I know
45 minutes, fucking around. Like, you give me
I know.
10 of those.
Hopefully it's not like that. Hopefully it's not like that. It just makes me like be like, why are you doing this? Then they say it's creative. I don't know if I believe
not
that.
creative.
It's money probably. That the show is so
Gotta be.
freaking expensive. They're like,
It
well, we
has
got to
to be
cut
money.
down to 8 because we can't deal with it, right? What do you
Right.
think, Sean? Do you think this is you think this is money? Do you think
I
that
think it's
this?
money. I think it's also the HBO top brass kind of lukewarm reception to season 1 and just kind of assuming like, hey, we can't put all of our eggs in the Game of Thrones basket anymore.
Yeah.
Something else is going to happen. Last of Us was a huge hit, obviously, and to be able to do what they did with the number of episodes, maybe they're trying to say, hey, look, this show did that. Why can't you do it?
Yeah, make it
But
happen.
I think for a franchise like Game of Thrones, I completely agree with you. More is better because there's just larger worlds, more involved kind of systems that have to be explored and discussed. And without that, something's going to get shortchanged. Character's going to get the
Well,
XYZ.
what a
Yeah.
poor investment on HBO's behalf to begin with when you had
Oh,
such a poor
absolutely.
reception to your finale. Like that show was like just cranking money. The IP machine was like on fire. I couldn't go anywhere and not see like
Game of
IPs of anything, literally anything with like Game of Thrones on it. And when that finale happened, I went out in the world and it was a ghost town. I didn't see like anything with Game of Thrones on it at all. And then you were like, "Well, we've got a new show for you." And I'm like, "Yeah, you expect that to make you any money? You expect people to watch that like after giving one of television's most historically disappointing finales? Like, I don't think you're going to succeed with this." So,
Yeah.
hope you
didn't
don't
have the
have like
landing,
high
for sure.
expectations. Like, I would
Yeah.
say like expect like the hardcore fans to be dedicated to that, and don't invest too much into it, and hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the prequel series. I thought it was good, but it was a little bit all over the place too with the time. It's like all of a sudden they're in the past or in the future. They're jumping a lot. Maybe that's the reason why they were kind of like warm on this show. They were like, how is it? And like maybe it didn't have the numbers. Also, HBO has been going through a lot of shit with the how much money they've lost, and so they've been cutting stuff and changing things, and that's just been a big trend. We've talked about it multiple times in the show. So now it's affecting Game of Thrones. It has to be money. I mean, they want to say creative all the time. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a great narrative, but I'm guessing they're not going to be hour and a half episodes. I'm guessing there's going to be probably at that 52, 54 minute mark, and there's gonna be 8, and that'll be it. Maybe the finale will be a little bit longer, but I think it's all cost cutting. They love doing it.